Hi guys, Dr. Mary Renzel here. Please hit like and subscribe so that more people can find us. So I'm here sharing neuroscience strategies for women doctors, and we are going to see what we can learn from athletes, right? So sometimes our days feel like Olympic competition, right? So we work long hours. Some of you are surgeons. I'm not a surgeon. I'm a neurologist. But they are, in very long cases, or you're a cardiologist doing a lot of procedures, GI docs doing a lot of procedures, urologists seeing 50 patients a day or something. I'm not sure, probably even more. And so there's so many primary care docs seeing lots and lots of patients. So how can we learn from athletes? Because athletes have looked at ourselves, like our emotional side, our physical side, our cognitive side, and they've looked for ways to tweak all little things to give them ideal performance, right? They have long-term goals, but they also have short-term goals to hit those long-term goals. And they are focused in three areas we're going to talk about in this video. Number one, stress management strategies. Number two, we're going to talk about the neuroscience of sleep. It's very important. And then three, we're going to talk about tech boundaries. Tech boundaries. Okay. So let's jump into number one, which is stress management strategies. What can we learn from athletes in regards to stress management strategies? Number one, they absolutely use stress management techniques such as visualization. So we've heard about golfers that visualize the course before their big day, gymnasts who visualize all their routines. And then we as docs, we can borrow some of these strategies, right? I mean, they must work, or people who are winning the Olympics wouldn't use them, right? So they have figured out ideal performance. So why can't we? Why don't we learn from them? Yes, we go to med school, we learn a lot about the body, but sometimes other people have learned things about the body to hit its ideal performance state. So we can borrow some of these. So today we're borrowing from athletes and what they've learned from stress management techniques. So they have used visualization, mindfulness, just being really present. Sometimes you see them with their music, put the hoodies on. They're not focused on anything before the event. They're really staying centered. And then a lot of times that will help them manage or be more resilient in those high stress situations, right? What can we learn from that? Well, we can also use stress management strategies, right? To navigate our challenging patient care days, our cases that are challenging. We really want to help the patient and their families, and we need to keep our emotions kind of centered. We have demanding work environments, sometimes very busy, a lot of people involved. I have incoming messages from at least 11 different things. And so it's like almost like all the doors and windows are open. I have so many people giving me messages throughout the day that I'm trying to stay centered and focused and thoughtful with my medical care. And so we can also learn stress management strategies that the Olympians use, that high level athletes use. Okay, what's next? Number two, neuroscience of sleep. Athletes, they prioritize sufficient and quality sleep for physical recovery and optimal emotional management, as well as athletic performance. I also read a great article about this with the military, that they saw that when their recruits and, soldiers, etc., when they assessed their sleep, they had better performance physically, cognitively, as far as, how resilient, how fast they could problem solve. It went back to their level of sleep and their quality of their sleep. So many people have figured out we need to prioritize this, but yet in medicine we have people work, very long hours, work swing shifts. It's very hard to get quality sleep when you're swing shifting. Okay, so what can we do? As women docs, we can, just emphasize the importance of our sleep for our cognitive function. So we stay creative, we stay great problem solvers, we stay quick on our feet, we stay agile, and it can help us manage our work schedules to ensure that we find that restorative rest. Because emotional management also comes from good sleep. Good problem solving comes from good sleep. And physical recovery comes from good sleep. And the athletes have figured that out. So we can also borrow that from the athletes. Okay, what about the third one, which is tech boundaries? Athletes set boundaries for digital distractions. They maintain focus during their training and their competitive preparation. They don't let a lot of things in. You can't just call them all. You don't see them hanging on the phone. I mean, some of them you do, like taking pictures or taking videos, etc. But so what can we learn from that? Like I said, I have about 11 channels I was checking the other day of ways that people could get information to me throughout the day, between email and messaging and certain platforms, etc. And so that's a lot of ways to gain access to me. And how can I stay focused and thoughtful if I have all this information coming in? So I have to make sure that I manage my tech use to balance the optimal care, our focus, and our professional responsibilities. So when we say no to something, we say, no, I'm turning this down, or I'm not answering emails right now. It's my clinic morning or what have you. It is because I'm trying to optimize my performance just like the athletes do, right? So we've talked about three ways that athletes have figured out that they can get to their ideal performance state and actually just keep improving their ideal performance state over time. Number one was stress management strategies. Number two, the neuroscience of sleep. Number three, tech boundaries. Okay, so which one are you going to try this week? Why don't you put it in the chat? Which one do you like? Which one haven't you tried? Which one are you thinking like, I might focus on that this week. I would love to know. All right, so hit like and subscribe, please, so other people can find us and find these tips for their optimal performance at work. Okay? You got this, guys. See you later.